I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Dan's Fishing Tales. I know, we're not fishing. Looks like I'm setting ice fish though, don't it? And we've got snow all around us here, but it's kind of a nice day. So I'm out here at the shed where I've got my ice shelter, my Frable Recon. And I'm going to talk to you about another Edge tackle box. That's right, one that you can use both open water and also ice fishing. And it's the terminal tackle model of the Edge, right here. And we'll be talking about it in just a second. This is it right here. The thing that I carry out on the ice with me, and always have, ever since they come out with it, and also for pan fishing along shore, especially, is this right here, the Frable tackle bag. I mean, it's packed with all sorts of stuff. And I got all of my ice jigs in here, and of course, you know what happens with the old type of things. They get flipped around and what have you, and well, you can probably see a few of them right there where they're caught around, they're going into the other compartments. We're going to try to avoid that by using an Edge, and I'll be showing you in a second here, but I got a ton of these things in here, and I got a lot of jigs, as you can see. Well, and they're all custom jigs and spins of different types. I've also got my kicking bass back here, different types. In fact, here's one that I'm going to be trying this year. It's a shrimp, by the way, kicking bass shrimp. You might want to try that. I hear it really works good for ice fishing, but I use the Java, which is this one, and as you can tell, I really use this one, which is the kicking crappie. It looks like a mess, don't it? Got to clean that up too, because it's starting to get all gummed up. Anyway, there's all sorts of stuff in this bag, but I'm going to condense that down, and I'm going to go to a, like I said, the terminal tackle model, and I'm going to show you the other terminal tackle model first that I use, and why I'm staying with it. We'll get back to this in a second. Here's a terminal tackle Rustrictor. Very, very good box, and you know, I showed you how you flip them around and that, and they get all caught up, and that's always been the trouble with hooks and that. And inside of here, and I'll show you, and when I open this, you won't see those hooks like that. It's because of the way this one's made. But I really like this terminal tackle box, and I've got all of my X points and my Daiichis in there, all my different worm weights. I've got everything set up the way I want it. So I'm going to stay with that. In fact, here's even my butt draggers down in here. I'm going to stay with this because it is not flipping around like it was, and it will keep, the Rustrictor has the same thing in it that the Edge has as far as reducing the corrosion. And it's got these 4 latches, which are really good. That is a drawback as of the Edge, because the Edge, you just got a one-handed one, that's it. But like I said, I'm going to stick with this Rustrictor. And you might think that, why on earth have I got this thing up here, right? Okay, I left it there because I want to throw out a tip to you guys. Some of you have got enough room to have a nice pegboard set up somewhere. And then you've got these little things you put on the pegboard. Well, if you leave these on here, and you've got things like the Edge, not the others, but the Edge, and even this one, you can take that, hang it up on the wall just like that. And you can go in and say, okay, I want that one today, or I want that, and you can take them off of there. Yeah, that easy. And you can also put empty ones, just to have one section that's nothing but empty ones to use. So that is a little handy gadget, even though I know everybody cuts it off afterwards after they buy it, because it's at the store. But that's just a tip I wanted to throw out to you. Like I said, that's the terminal tackle Rustrictor, and I'm staying with this one because I'll show you right now. You know my flip test that I do? Okay, now we're going to bring this back around, and look, hooks are all in place, no problem. Didn't do that on that other one, did it? So just set up different. That's the Rustrictor. So I'm not going to an Edge for these, but what I am going to Edge for is back to this, as I said we would do. This has got all that other stuff in there. What I'm going to do is I'm taking this, talk to you about it in a second. I'm taking this and taking all these different ones out of here and taking my favorites, the ones that I use the most when I'm going on the ice, taking these and either storing them somewhere in the vehicle where I've got them where I can come back to it, or I'm just going to store them at home. That's all there is to it. So what am I going to do with this bag? Well, it's still going to have a few things in it, because I'm still going to leave this one in here, which you could use the terminal tackle box too to do this. But this has got the hooks and everything, and these, by the way, are all labeled. They're little bottles, and I'll show you. This is another tip for you. If you've got somebody that's on nitro, and I did, my mother was on nitro before she passed away, and those little bottles are perfect. They're a little glass bottle, and then just take them and number them right on top. Like you can see, that one's a number 10, so that's number 10 hooks. Those have got true turn hooks in there. There's a number 10 true turns, and I'm just going to leave them in there like that. I like that. I've got my floats in here. I got all my fill floats, everything. So that's staying that way, and I'm not going to do anything with that. That's another Plano box, and I've always liked these. But these others are going to come out. So what am I going to do with that extra space I've got? That extra space is going to be able to be used for other things, such as your battery. You have batteries anymore, a lot of battery operated ice drills. And I've got my Jiffy E6, and that thing, they recommend that you take that battery off and put it somewhere warm when you're not going to be using it for a while. Good idea. Well, put it down in there. Take like one of these Zippo rechargeable hand warmers. I've used those. Turn that thing on, because you don't have to worry about any other activation. It's the battery that's in it. Put that in there, maybe a couple of them. Keep it nice and warm in there. Or you can put your camera, or even bait. There's another thing you can do. You know, the sky's the limit, whatever you want to do. So now we're going to get to the Edge box. You're probably saying about time. Anyway, it's a one-handed one. Just like I said before, you pull it down, pull it up, and you got it like this. And I don't have to worry about my lures spilling out. And we're going to do the flip test here in a little bit. And I'm going to show you how this is set up, the terminal tackle box. You've got all these individual compartments, and by the way, you've got this thing just like all Edges have. This is that thing that draws the moisture out. Just don't pour your coffee in there, or your pop, or whatever you got. It's not going to do it, but it will take the other moisture out for you. And it's even got little ventilated slots here. So what I've done here, and hopefully I'm not going to flash you to death with all the light, I've taken my favorite jigs and divided them up, and you can see these will remove, and you've got little lids on them, just like that. This one, of course, is my rat finkies, my glow rat finkies. Everybody knows that's about all I use sometimes, except that I go with the demons. And I've got those over here separated, and I've got my favorite colors and demons, and that's got the little snap lid too. So say you want to go down the ice to another hole somewhere or something. I don't want to take all that. You don't have to. I'm probably going to be hitting them on this. Pick it up, put it in your pocket, away you go. You don't have to worry about taking the rest of the box. Now, as far as these things go, now this is a little bit different. To tell you the truth, I really don't know what these are necessarily made for, but I guess that they're like for your slip sinkers that you have, like your bullet weights, because inside, and I'll show you here, it's kind of awkward having it like this in my lap. This pops open, and I'll show you what I did with it. In fact, I should have showed you the other one, but you can see these little channels. These are rubberized channels. They're just like the gasket type material that they have down in here, poured down into here. By the way, that makes it waterproof. Okay, you'd put your weights down into here, but what have I done? I put spoons in there. Those are slender spoons. It kind of keeps them separated, and don't have a whole lot of those, so I got some in here and some in here, and what I've done down here with the thing is they're on the slender spoons, you've got a little clip. So I put the little clips right in there, and you can see there's 3 of those here. They're for smaller weights otherwise. Another thing you could do with them is if you're using split shot. Take your smaller split shot, put them down through there, your larger split shot on down the line, whatever you want to do. But as I said, I've put all my favorites in here. These little bags here are plastic replacement bodies for my Ratzos. Where have I got that? There we go. Got my Ratzos right there. I can see them, grab them, that's it. And if I'm wondering what's in these, you already seen that probably, that little white label on there. You can put it on there. Yep, you can label it. Same way with the box. If you're in a situation of where you've got it in your boat for open water, which the only way you're going to be using these then is if you're doing some pan fishing, then you've got a label right here. And so you got it in your boat, you got it sitting down like that. You know, if I'd have done that with all those little ice jigs and one of them others, you can imagine what would happen. And here goes our flip test. Okay, let's see. There they are. Everything's right in place. No problem. They're not out. They're not anywhere else. They work great. And that's the Plano Edge terminal tackle box. So it's very, very well built. As I said, one-handed operation. That's what I love. Just, you know, you can reach down, you got it on a boat deck, you got it back here in your ice shelter, whatever, you've got it. So that's some tips for you and what you can do with the Rustrictor and definitely the Plano Edge terminal tackle box. So until next time, get out on the water and enjoy a great day of fishing.